Hi, I'm James Schillinglund. I'm here with Wirth, who is the CEO of a very famous hotel that I've been fortunate enough to go to a number of times, the Hassler in Rome. And if you don't know the Hassler, you really don't know Rome, honestly. And so we're going to talk to Verushka about the hotel and, of course, her father, who was legendary hotelier, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago, and now Verushka and her brother, Roberto Jr., are now running the property, which is really, it's a great legacy that they're carrying on. We're going to talk about this and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. Verushka, first of all, great to see you. I was stayed at the hotel last year, and we didn't get a chance to talk then, and so we're actually at a Virtuoso conference now, which we end up doing. So we thought we'd take this chance to interview you here, and you're going to see shots of when I was at the hotel. Maybe there's some changes, but hopefully not too many.
It wasn't that
It
long
wasn't.
ago.
It wasn't that long ago. It was great. But let's talk a little bit about it. So it has been nearly 2 years since your father, Roberto Wirth, passed away, and I was lucky enough to interview him, which was amazing because if you don't know, Roberto was deaf, but he is such an intelligent man who really knew everything about Rome hotels, and we actually did a wonderful interview with him about 3-4 years ago now. So what's it been like in the last 2 years that you've been, after he passed away, to be running the hotel that he basically founded?
Well, it was tough at the beginning because it was very sudden for us. Like you mentioned, I have a brother. His name is Roberto. We're twins, and we manage the hotel together, which makes everything a lot easier. There's some things he's better at and some things I'm better at, so we complement each other very well. I have to say the staff of the hotel helped us a lot at the beginning.
A lot of them have been there for a while, right?
Forever. So they really took matters into their own hands at the beginning, especially when we were still in kind of a mourning phase. But things fell into place, and we're very happy to be doing this. And yeah.
And so you really were brought up around the hotel and everything, so you know this property very well.
Yes, I know every corner, which we used to hide in when we were kids. Now
sometimes
we
you go
check for dust.
check for dust, or maybe some days you want to hide.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I have my corners, but I can't tell you where they are, otherwise people will find me. But no, we have grown up at the hotel, so it's not just a job to us. It's almost like a home that we're keeping.
Which is exactly what it is. Now, talk a little about the location. I mentioned you are in one of the prime locations in Rome, top of the Spanish Steps. It is just an amazing location and really so key to the hotel.
Yes, we are extremely lucky with the location. We're right in the center of Rome, right on the top of the Spanish Steps. I actually live at the bottom, so I have to go up and down all day, every day. But we do have a little
exercise. That's right.
That's true. But we do have a shuttle. I don't know if you managed to use it. Maybe
I never did that
didn't
one.
Tell you it exists.
No, you didn't tell me it existed. But I went walking up and down that. Don't tell me now, because now I got to do my exercise. Right?
That's true. But no, it's a great location. I mean, shopping is really close. The Trevi Fountain is 3 minutes away. It's really perfectly located for any kind of client.
Yes, for anybody in Rome, and you can go up all around the hotel and all around that neighborhood is just so fantastic. Now, let's talk about the hotel today. How many rooms and suites do you have?
We have 87 rooms now and 13 suites. Most of them overlook the city, so it's a great view over.
Well, that's one thing we should have said. The view from the
Yes,
top
I
on your
forgot.
top the view is absolutely amazing. You can really see the entire city from your property.
Yes, you can. I mean, if you look at my camera roll, I think 90% of my pictures are the view from the hotel, because you just don't get used to it, even though I've been living it my whole life. It's really special. Yeah. It's a very special view.
Well, indeed, when we were there, we met you up at the rooftop
Yes,
restaurant there, and we were just like, oh my God, this is fantastic. And I have been into your restaurant, which we'll talk about as well, is also at the top. So have you made any changes to rooms and suites in the past 2 years, or you basically keeping? Do you have anything in the works?
So we actually renovate our rooms every year. We pick 5 to 10 rooms to renovate. But we have made, there's a few things actually going on. So we were working on a spa, which is our biggest change. We're taking up 2 floors, and it's going to be around 700 square meters. So it's going to be a full-on spa. We can't wait. I might be hiding there in the future. So
Well, at least in the massage areas, right?
that's true. So we have that. We have a wine cellar now, which on one of the guest floors. Yeah, it's we really like wine, so we did that. We bought 2 grottos, which is a very interesting project. They used to be Roman aqueducts at the time, and then after that they served as, I don't know if you know, but Rome is full of little hidden tunnels underground where all the noble families and stuff got from point A to point B. So that's what they served after they served as aqueducts, and now we got them and want to make something out of it. We're not sure what yet, but it's going to be an interesting guest experience. So,
When is the spa expected to open?
at the end of 2024, beginning 2025 probably, because Italy is very slow in doing things. We take our time.
Oh, you have a classic building. You almost have, I don't know, maybe you have any historic reasons why you can't make renovations to the hotel. A lot of buildings are like that.
We actually purposely chose not to dig a new spa. Like, we're taking up places that we already have, because digging things up in Rome is you always find something, especially where the hotel is located. And that delays things by years. So
Yeah, you don't want to do
Not
that,
doing
that's for
that.
sure. So that's the rooms, and then great news about the spa and the grottos and everything else that you're going to be working on now. Tell us a little bit about the food and beverage, the dining. I know you have a really incredible, I mentioned the restaurant, which is called?
So we have 2 restaurants, actually. We have Imago, which is our Michelin-starred restaurant.
Been there many years ago.
Yeah, it's delicious. We have a very young 32-year-old chef that takes care of the cooking, and it's really nice. It overlooks all of Rome. It's very romantic. It's
It's
very
gorgeous
nice.
and incredible views. And but then the other one is in the garden in the back, right?
Yes, the other one is actually my favorite restaurant of the hotel, because it has all the traditional comfort food that you find in Italy, so pasta, and it's in the garden in summers and in our tea room in the winters.
Okay.
And it's great, especially because when it's in the gardens, it's always very cool. So there's always a breeze. It's always, because Rome gets very hot in summers. And yeah,
There's a
it's
fountain in the
delicious.
back. It really
Yes.
is. It's a beautiful location for breakfast in the morning too. Is where you have your breakfast.
Yeah,
But
because you had breakfast.
I did have breakfast there, and then we went up, as I mentioned, to the rooftop, and we met you, because that's another wonderful bar up there that you can go just sit and gaze and have a drink and look at Rome.
Yes, exactly. You can have aperitivo up on the 7th floor. You can watch the sun go down. We also have the same. You can eat there too now. So we have the same menu as downstairs, up on the 7th floor. So yeah,
That's
it's,
cool. Any other public areas of the hotel that you think really guests should try to enjoy?
Well, actually, we have, like I said before, a tea room, which is also serves as a restaurant, which we're currently renovating. So that is a really, really cozy and nice place to sit in after a day of sightseeing, especially in the winter. And in the evenings, we have live music there. So it's really special. And our bar there is an old-fashioned bar, like all wood. It's really great. It's maybe one of my favorite places.
Next time I'm going to have to come up and take a
Yes.
look at it, because I've been all over I've been stayed in the hotel twice over the years, and visited a lot over the years. Now, what overall has changed, if anything, in the last few years? You mentioned you're starting a spa, things like that. And have you been operating the hotel the way maybe your father would have liked, or are you kind of starting to do the things that you think needed to be done maybe a little differently than he did?
Well, so it's a mix. We've taken our dad taught us a lot, obviously, about how the hotel should be and how it should be run. But as it is with new generations, we like to add our own thing. So, for example, the spa is something that my dad really wanted to do for many years, but he didn't get around to it. So we took on that project from him. But for example, the wine cellar is something my brother wanted to do because of his passion for wines. So
I
that's-
think your father would have approved of that one.
I think so too, actually. He would have been very, very happy about it. Yeah, so we've been doing I genuinely think that if my dad were to walk into the hotel now and we were to show him the new things we've done, I think he would.
He's not going to say, "Oh my, you can't do that." No.
No. I mean, maybe the new pet policy in which we allow dogs.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't that keen on animals, but
Oh,
I
I
mean,
see.
it's 2024. You can't say no to.
Unfortunately, you do. But that's interesting that you have a good pet policy now.
We do. We're pet friendly now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Now, you also have some other locations, sort of hotels around Rome, right? And tell us a little bit about that, because I know I talked to your father years ago about these, and he was just starting to develop them. But what are those other properties that you have?
So we have three other properties, the newest addition being Hotel Vannucci, which was my dad's little kind of on the side activity.
Pet project.
Yes, exactly.
No pets, but pet project. Right?
Exactly. Pets are allowed there too. It's a 30 room hotel, a little boutique hotel located in Umbria, which is basically the new up and coming Tuscany, I think.
Yeah.
It's very, very beautiful. It has a swimming pool. It's more of a countryside hotel, so it's very nice. And then we have a villa in Tuscany, so that's a privately it's a private villa, so you can just have the whole villa for yourself. And then we have a still in Umbria, another kind of hotel with many little villas together. And yeah,
How many rooms total for that one?
that's 30 rooms.
So these are some pretty substantial properties.
Yeah, they're wonderful. I mean, Bastia Creti, which is the other property in Umbria, is beautiful for weddings and events, and it's also a very zen place. You know, you go there to relax and unwind, and you're just surrounded by greenery. It's really, I don't go there often enough, to be honest. Like,
so it's a ways to get out of Rome. Incredible experience in Rome with the Hassler, but then you have these other properties in Umbria and Tuscany around there that are really amazing as well.
yes, it makes for a good round trip, you know, because it's only an hour and a half away from Rome, so it's not bad.
Yeah, so a little excursion around there. Now, what would you say is the Hassler experience today, and do you think it remains faithful to what your father envisioned?
Yes, I do. I think that if you come to Rome and really want to live the city with its history and you know, just also, the Hassler is the perfect place to go because, I mean, we're up to date with everything, but we also kept the hotel very classical in style, so you get that feeling of just Romanness. I don't know how to explain it, but it's great. And I mean, the staff is great. I always say you can go there by yourself, and you're still gonna feel like you're okay. You're not gonna feel lonely, and it's great. I mean, if you don't have time to see the city, you can just go to the 7th floor. And
That's true, and just see it from the top. Although, as I usually make it, all through the Spanish Steps and all through there, I usually make my Rome pilgrimage all around the city to the spots that I know, because I don't say I grew up in Rome, but I visited Rome a lot when I was a kid, and so I know the city very well.
Yeah.
And at least the central part of it. Now, is there something you think you want to put your own stamp on the hotel, as opposed to, your father was running for, what, 40 years, I think it was something like that?
It was quite a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're slowly working on kind of giving our little input to.
Well, you're getting the spa, which he might have approved
Yeah,
of. You know, the
exactly.
wine
So-
cellar he might have approved of as well.
Yeah.
But these are things that you're developing, and then you also have the properties outside of Rome, right?
Yes. So we're slowly but surely putting our own into the hotel. And I mean, in 2 years, we did a lot, like the spa. Some people were like, wow, you really like, but we just wanted to kind of give it a little bit of our own touch. And as the years pass, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more new things to add to it.
Well, you have a lot to play with, and a legacy incredible with your dad, and kind of building on that. And I'm glad you still love it, because this is something that you grew up with, and now you have a chance to make your mark on it as well. Now, anything else you want to tell our 125,000 travel advisors about the Hassler today?
You should come visit. I'll be there. My brother will be there. We'll show you around. And yeah, it's a good time to be in Rome.
Absolutely, and I just missed it earlier this year. I was going to stop by. Now, where can travel advisors go to learn more about the hotel and maybe some of the other properties you have, the websites, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, you can go on our website. You just Google Hotel Hassler, and you can go on there. We have a very nice Instagram account now, so we're working on that as well. And Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn has the more interesting news about articles and prizes and stuff. But yeah.
That's great. Well, Verushka, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to see you in Rome. We did, but we didn't have enough time the last time we were there. And I think you wanted your brother to be there, but it was kind of coordinating schedules with the two of us. And I was thinking about going to Rome this year, but I just haven't had a chance to get there. But I do want to go back, see what you've done. I want to see this spa when you get that, and as well as the wine cellar, and then maybe go up to some of the other properties because those sound absolutely incredible. But again, thank you for taking some time outside of this busy schedule at this meeting. We're both pretty crazy around here, and because virtuoso symposiums are just like that. But we've tried to do this at ILTM. We tried to do this, and now we're here, and we finally
we've
got
been chasing each other for like
around the world. But
we made it.
Finally good. Anyway, you got to see the Hassler if you've never seen it before. Most people know the reputation. It's incredible. One of my favorite interviews was with your dad, who just was an amazing guy, and you guys are carrying on that legacy so well. And so congratulations.
Thank you, James. We will see you at the hotel when you come. You know where to find us.
I know, it is pretty obvious. Just head up the Spanish Step. Well, now I hear you got a shuttle. I got to worry about that. No, she didn't tell me about that. Now I've been walking up on the steps, but I do need the exercise. So again, great to see you here, and we'll see you in Rome.
See you in Rome.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.